When I reach 1000 subscribers I will be giving away a $25 Amazon gift card away. To enter, like, subscribe and leave a comment below. Posted by u/PMS1712. An old guy is having a heart attack, but my angel has diarrhea. Hey guys, this thing happened a couple of months ago and seems quite unbelievable and inhumane, so bear with me. Frankly, it makes me question my belief in humanity. I just remembered it today since my colleague and I came across it while looking at some old cases. Let's get some facts straight before going to the story. I'm a cardiologist, doctor of the heart and certain parts of the rest of the circulatory system, living in Mumbai, India, and work at a multi-speciality hospital about 20 minutes from my house. I've had my fair share of EPs, you'd have noticed it by now if you've been reading my posts, both inside and outside the hospital. But as for inside, this takes the cake. So, let's begin. You guys should know the cast by now. The only extra roles are K, Kid, Em is Kid, not sure if entitled or not, N1, Nurse 1, N2, Nurse 2. It's an ordinary day, and I'm at the hospital. My colleague is on sick leave, so I'm the only guy in the cardiology department except for the surgeons. In the evening, one of my patients, K, about 12 years, walked in with her EM for what the EM put like emergency consultation. I didn't mind, as I had no appointment that evening. I cannot reveal much information about K's condition for protecting her privacy, so the only thing I can tell you is that she had diarrhea due to some heart-related medications I'd prescribed to her. I had no need of further explanation, since K ran off to use my toilet. I started explaining to EM that the medication could have side effects, and she was told about that when we'd seen each other last time. So, if it was being too big an inconvenience, I could make some changes in the medications, but K's condition had improved greatly since the last time, so the original medicines were taking good effect, so I would not encourage that, blah blah blah. At this point, the problem starts. N1 comes rushing in and says, N1, Dr. Me, we have an emergency, you're needed. We have a heart attack. I waste no time getting up, since they don't get like this stuff, while N1 debriefs me about the patient and his symptoms according to procedure. I tell EM that I'll be back and try to get to the emergency room when EP blocks my way. EP to N1, what do you think you're doing? My daughter needs the doctor. She has bad diarrhea. What the fuck were you saying about a heart attack? Do your job properly. Now, N1 was doing her job impeccable, and it's the drill in all hospitals that the doctor is informed of the patient's syndromes en route in emergency situations. N1, ma'am, please get out of the way, there's an emergency. Me, EM, I'll see your daughter later, a man could die. EM, what? Don't you care about MYDAUTR? I was here first, and you've seen how bad she is. You cannot just walk out on her. N2 comes running to check out why am I taking so much time, and here's part of the conversation. N2, don't block the doctor's way, ma'am. Don't you understand someone could die because of you? Me, for the last time, get away. I couldn't push her because there were cameras and she cold accused me of assault. EM, NOOO, you cannot leave my daughter suffering just because of a corpse. If he has heart attack, he must be some old homeless perv doing drugs. Why try to save him anyway? Did she just say that? Neither I nor N1 or N2 could think of saying anything, and the time for saying things was past, so N1 grabbed EM and took her aside, while N2 led me to the patient, further debriefing me. It was a very close shave, and the old man did live. His family was relieved, and later when his grandkids came to visit him, I realized that they had almost lost their grandfather due to an EM filed a complaint with the hospital that I was refusing to take care of her daughter because I was a sexist, casteist pervert who also touched her daughter inappropriately. All of that was found out to be BS, of course, since I had the cameras and ends to back me up, and by the fact that I had already treated her daughter. However, I never cared about any shit M said to the hospital authorities. Not only that old guy had a close shave today, it creeps me out how my nascent career would be nipped in the bud if the guy had died due to my negligence. Please don't ask any details about the patient's conditions or the name of the hospital, etc. in the comments. I won't divulge them for privacy reasons. All other feedback will be read if possible. TLDR, EM thinks her daughter with side effect diarrhea should be given priority over a man having a heart attack. Almost messes up 2 lives. Posted by who/jazzphobic. I watched an entitled parent get put to place. I finally had an EP experience in my life, and am so happy to share it. It didn't happen to myself, but I was one of the train wagon full of witnesses who saw and heard EVERYTHING. So let's get into the juice. You'll know the acronyms, so I won't bother with a cast. This happened roughly 3 weeks ago. I was on a trip to Basel, Switzerland, to make a tour through the local beer facility from a brand called Filzglassley. A small city to the east of Basel was its founding grounds, and I was excited as fuck. You don't get to visit an OG beer facility every day. I took the train there, which meant a stop at the Basel's main train station. Now, Basel is a travel center in Switzerland, since it's the only city out of 4 with an international airport, so we get a lot of foreigners. Amongst whom was Eadie and his kid. The kid was honestly well behaved and quite shy. Unsurprising since the kid seemed to be no older than 8. So we get into the train, and as it happens my tour group shared the wagon with this American tourist group. We knew they were American, because their tour guide had a little flag on a wooden stick in his hand. Eadie was part of the group and I will guess he and his son wanted to travel and explore. We all sit down, and as bad luck would have it, the wagon was overstuffed. 3 people had to stand, Eadie and Ike, innocent kid, being 2 of them. Yeah, you see where this is going. Eadie approached our tour guide and started off in this insanely condescending tone. Our tour guide, TG1, their tour guide will be TG2, New English, so a conversation happened. I'll recall it as good as I can. Eadie, can I and my IK have the seat? TG1, sure, I can give my seat. But you got to ask the other person for this. IK, no dad, it's fine, I can stand. Others shouldn't stress their legs for me. This kid was such an actual angel, his response made me AWW. Eadie, you will not. Now sit. Pokes the passenger, excuse me, IK will be sitting here, and I need to be next to him. Will you get out of your seat? Passenger, I could, but do ask nicely next time. Eadie, nicely? I have a right to sit with my child. I don't have to be nice, you just have to obey. It's law that parents get rights to watch out for their children. Now the tour guide from Ed's group, TG2 said, loudly groaned and got up. TG2, no. The passenger has to obey the law. The Swiss law, as we are in Switzerland. There is no law giving you special rights as a parent, but given that you are such a man-child you get special rights as a kid it seems. Eadie, how damn. TG2, do not finish that sentence, unless you want me to send you back to the US 2 weeks early. I refrained from doing so earlier, so your kid can enjoy the trip, but if you continue I will ruin it, and make very sure Ike knows it was your fault. Eadie, what abo? TG2, did I say I was finished? This is the 4th time I have to warn you to be respectful to people, and every single time your go-to response is ho w dare you. Eadie, but ID. TG2, shut it. No more trouble from you. Being a parent is a responsibility, not a privilege, and if you can't handle it, give your kid back to his mother, who can actually respect what he wants. I'm the guide here, and the one who made the bookings. I say how this trip ends, so go ahead and get my attention one more time. TG2 sat back down and mumbled, I swear people like him are why we get treated as jokes. The Ed was silent for the rest of the rather short train trip, and Ike sat for a little bit, but stood again halfway through the travel. Eadie was glaring at his tour guide, and whenever their eyes met the tour guide squinted his eyes to dare Ed to pull something else. All in all, the trip itself went well. We all got free beer from the facility to taste. Ike got a cola. I knew as soon as I could get the time I had to post this here, and so I did. Posted by u/Nicoman12. Entitled Mom Harasses Me at Starbucks/r/Entitld Parents Mums. To start off, this story isn't as crazy as some others, but it still pissed me off. I don't remember the dialogue exactly, so it might be a little off. EM. Entitled Mom. EM. Entitled Kid. Yesterday, I was working my shift at Starbucks when M walks in with egg. She orders a hot chocolate for egg. I called a customer up for his cappuccino when M abruptly grabs the cappuccino and gives it to Ek. Me, excuse me miss, but that is not your drink. EM, oh, just give it to me. Ek is so thirsty. EK takes a sip of the cappuccino and then spits it out. EK, mommy, the drink tastes weird. EM yelling, is this a cappuccino? Me, yes, it does because that is not your cappuccino. EK sobbing, mommy I want my drink. EM, I demand that you give me a refund on my drink and make another hot chocolate. Me, I'm afraid I can't do that. You took another customer's cappuccino. In fact, you should be paying for his drink. EM, I can't believe how rude you are. I will never come back here again. EM abruptly leaves without paying. We have posted a search for her based on security camera footage, but we haven't found her yet. Posted by you/or Entitld. I've married an entitled parent. Have been thinking about writing this for a while, but since the most stupid discussion I've ever had happened tonight, I've just got to get this out. So quick backstory. I married my current wife, EP, and she had 3 kids prior to us meeting. EK1, stepson 13, EK2, stepson 12, and EK3, stepdaughter 10. We have 2 kids together who as of writing this aren't entitled brats. For how young they are, they're quite good. A few years ago EK1 decided to make up stories about me to his teachers saying I've been abusing him and his siblings. Child Services did a thorough investigation and found it to be all made up, and ever since I have kept my distance from any parental roles. I have to admit, I find their entitlement incredibly annoying and lose my temper from time to time. Most of the time though I just walk away. Also, don't know how relevant, but their BO dad, Eadie, has been out of the picture until 2 years ago and has since won enough custody and refuses to work, so we have to pay him child support, even though the kids are with us more than half the time. Here is the story from today. Due to how our routines work, it is up to me to get the little kids ready each morning. I also take them to their respective school and daycare. However, all 3 EK are expected to get themselves ready and catch their buses. EK1 always leaves to go to his grandparents because he gets to make a lunch consisting of nothing but sugar. EK2 usually follows, but didn't this morning. Instead thought it was a great idea to just stuff about. I don't prompt them or tell them what to do because as their EM says you can't force them, they have to want to do the right thing. So I'm going about my business not really paying attention to them. Then out of the blue EK2 starts yelling at me, you retard. You should have told me how late it was. Now I'm going to miss my bus. This is all your fault, you idiot. You suck. This tirade goes on for a while. I ignore it, but in my head I'm getting angrier and angrier. I call his grandmother and tell her to take him to school as she works there. I call and let EM what happened, and this is the text I got. Sorry EK2 got cross at you this morning. I just think you need to let it go. We know when he is stressed he doesn't deal with things properly. Perhaps I talk to him about it later when he is calm. Anyway, no one needs the stress. I read it and don't say anything. So come later in the day, I'm not happy at all over cleaning up and doing everything for the X&M notices, and gets cross with me for being distant about it all. This is what happened. EM, you need to let it go. Me, but it's happening all the time. Why don't you do something about it? EM, because they need to choose to do the right thing. Me, what? EM, what are you going to do about it? Me, well I'll leave if it doesn't stop. EM, I'm not stopping you. It isn't fair everyone keeps telling me what to do with my kids. Me, well doing nothing about their bad behavior is a bad parent move. EM, no, it isn't, as I know they will do the right thing. You just need to let it go. Me, so you're telling me that I have to make a change and allow them to keep treating me like crap? Yes, they are just babies. Me, so we can't even meet in the middle. EM, if you could meet all the expectations then maybe you would have an argument for that. I need to know what you plan to do. Me, okay, alright. EM, I have to go. I'm sick of being judged by everyone because I don't do what people think I should do. She just left. I'm sitting in the bathroom thinking, I don't feel anything anymore. I just feel numb from it. I'm probably in the wrong knowing how I apparently perceive things. I'll update when there is more. When I reach 1000 subscribers I will be giving away a $25 Amazon gift card away. To enter, like, subscribe and leave a comment below.